Today I have not one, but two boxes, two watches, two boxes of watches, two boxes of watches, but I'm excited. Let's get on with it. Hello, all you watch nerds. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you have had a safe and really just awesome Christmas and New Year. I am Chris at Horology, as you guys well know by now, and today I'm bringing you not one but two unboxings, and I feel like such a lucky pup because I have a watch on, let's say, the more affordable end of the spectrum that is a well-known darling amongst the watch community, and another watch which is, let's say, on the more expensive end of the spectrum, still pretty much loved by the community, but I also think slightly unusual from what you would be expecting from this brand. Now, these two watches are incredibly well known. I'm really excited to get in and show you what I've got, so let's flip the camera and have a look. So we have two boxes from two watches on two ends of the horological spectrum. As you can probably tell from the first box, that's a little smaller and black. I have got a Casio for my number one opening today. The second one, which is a massive white box, which some of you have probably guessed what it is, I'm going to leave for just the meantime. Let's get on and have a look at this Casio. So this Casio is the Casio AE12000, also known as the Casio World Time, also known as the Casio Royale because of its tenuous connection to James Bond from a watch that Roger Moore wore, but then it was put into the Casio Royale because Casio sounds similar to casino. It's a bit confusing, but this watch is a darling in the YouTube space. Yes, I already have the resin version of this watch. It was one of the first reviews I did. You can check it out if you want. It's incredibly ropey because it was one of my first ones, so it's not very well edited, looked at or done. Not much has changed since, but I'd like to think I've got a little better when it comes to how I present things. This watch is the stainless steel version. It is a stainless steel case and a stainless steel bracelet. It is incredibly light though because you have hollow end links. It is a little flimsy, but it is what you get with the Casio features, which is all packed. Now this watch has 100 meters of water resistance, 10-year battery life. I always think it's like 3 or 4 years, but no, it's a 10-year battery life on the CR2025 battery. You've got the second and stopwatch, you've got a timer, you've got a world map as well, which is really the standout feature for this watch. 5 alarms, really good LED backlight as well. Now this watch I think is one of the best, or if not the best, value watches that you can get in the marketplace today. It beats out the F91W in my opinion. I think it has better looks than the F91W, but it has more versatility, especially with that 100 meters of water resistance. Now, why did I buy this watch? Well, I bought it for a couple of different reasons. The first one was because this watch is becoming harder and harder to get your hands on, especially the stainless steel or silver version. So I had to shop around at a couple of different places in order to find it. I managed to find one in Argos, which is a local department store in the United Kingdom, for £20. You can still get this watch online, however these are now skyrocketing, and I think it's potentially because they're either discontinued or they're very rare or very difficult to get your hands on with those ones. I will leave affiliate links to this below for what I can find, but my advice to you is wherever you are in the world, just to shop around and have a look and see what is available. The other reason why I bought this watch is because I've got the resin version now and this metal version. I've actually bought a mod kit from SKX Seiko Mods, which has a Casio Royale case and bracelet in the matte finish with sapphire crystal. I'm going to be modding either the resin or the metal bracelet one and then comparing the modded version to the original to see which one I would prefer, and then I'm going to give away either this watch or the resin version, whichever one stays, as part of a small collection towards the end of this year if I can reach 10,000 subscribers. But that's by the by. Looking at the watch itself, it sits incredibly well on my 7.25-inch wrist. I think that this watch really does make an argument for itself for being the only watch that you ever need. Anyway, stay tuned because I will definitely be doing a re-review of the Casio Royale. Probably as I'm modding it, I might put it in together with the video. But anyway, enough of this watch. Let's move on to the big one, and I am, of course, very excited to show you this one. So the more eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that this box is quite a large one, and as such I guess some of you watch aficionados will know exactly which watch it is I am talking to you about today, and this one is a Omega. Now I was deciding which Omega to get. I actually was interested in the Railmaster or the Aqua Terra, and I was going to get one of the original 2002 Aqua Terras, but this watch came up on eBay and I just thought it was fantastic. It is the Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra 150 meters, reference number, brace yourselves, 231104222030001. And I thought that Casio's reference numbers and Seiko's reference numbers were insane, but no, this is worse. So this is the Omega Aqua Terra. I'm going to call it the Omega Aqua Terra Day Date. Now this watch seems to be pretty rare, which is one of the reasons why I was interested in it, because it's not your regular Omega Aqua Terra. I think this watch has a lot going for it. I'm a massive fan of the day date complication. You've got the day at the 12 o'clock and then you've got the date at the 6 o'clock, and I think this makes this watch quite unique amongst its peers. This is the blue version of this watch. Now usually I wouldn't go for blue, however when I saw this watch and I saw how the blue looks, especially with Omega's blues, I was really interested in getting this watch, and I was more than happy to get it because I think the blue that they do is unlike any other. At some lights it is sort of like a midnight blue, almost black color, and then other times it's decidedly a little bit more royal blue and a little more sort of blue, and it stands out. But this watch looks and feels incredibly versatile. Yes, it's a slightly larger size. It is 41.5 mil, which is what I think put a lot of people off buying this watch. I think if they had this complication and a 38 mil, I think it would have flown off the shelves. But as you can see on my 7.25-inch wrist, this wears incredibly nicely. Even though it is 41.5 mil, I think it wears incredibly well. The rest of the specs with this watch are 41.5 mil in diameter, a lug to lug of 48.6 mil, and that helps a lot with its wearability in terms of how compact it actually is. It is thick at 14 mil thick, however that is taken up by both the case back and the sapphire crystal, which means that probably you're looking at more realistic, sort of 13.5 mil thickness, I'd probably say. 20 mil lug width on the 41 mil, which means that it's not an awkward size like some of the other ones, which means that you can put this on a number of different aftermarket straps and enjoy it. I got the bracelet version, which has the satin sides and the polished center links. This one has anti-reflective treatment on both sides, 150 meters of water resistance, and on the full metal bracelet it weighs in at around about 167 grams. Now the movement for this watch is the Omega 8602. It is part of its master coaxial chronometer certified movements. However, this is the pre-2017 version, which means that it is not METAS certified. There is still some anti-magnetic properties with this watch, but it is not METAS certified. It is self-winding, has a 55-hour power reserve, and if you know Aqua Terras, the ones that came after the second generation onwards had the jumping hour hand in order to change things. Now this one doesn't have that, and the reason why it doesn't have it is because it has subbed the jumping hour hand to a quick set day date complication, because you have a day at the 12 o'clock. Now I am more than happy with this. In fact, this is probably what I would prefer, giving the extra complication that is now available on this watch, and also if I wasn't to wear this for any reason whatsoever, I can still reset the date. So I'm really happy with the movement of this watch as well. So that is my Christmas haul today. I'm actually expecting one more watch to come in that I will be reviewing in due course. However, please be prepared for a long-term review coming up of both the Grand Seiko and in a month or so's time of the Omega Aqua Terra as well. I'm really excited to get the Casio Royale modded and then have that side by side with the new metal one to decide which one I think is the best. And I will also be doing the roundup lists that I would usually do every month. It's just going to be coming next week now, not this week. So that will be the top 5 for the AliExpress pickups and for the Amazon pickups as well. So stay tuned for that. What I will be doing is leaving affiliate links below to the Casio Royale on Amazon. However, I would still say that if you can find it in a local store, it may be cheaper. So just keep that in your periphery. I'm obviously not going to have any affiliate links to an Omega Aqua Terra because who the hell would have those? However, what I am going to be doing is if you like the look of the Aqua Terra but can't necessarily stretch to the price mark, I will be leaving homages to it from AliExpress in the description below as well, all of which have fantastic specs. Maybe not as good as the Omega, but still pretty good. Anyway guys, take care everyone, and I will see you all again next week.